Bagus. Down. Hope it's connected properly. So hi guys, hello. I hope you can listen me properly now. Where it is? Here it is. Yeah, it's here. So here is the thing. For this video, for this particular video, I almost studied and invested my last 3 to 4 weeks, around 1 month. I'm studying this video. I'm seeing this video again and again. I don't know how many times I had seen this video. I don't remember when, but continuously I am seeing and listening this video, continuously seeing and listening, trying to juice up it, trying to suck it down inside myself. Because you know one thing, when I used to go to school, when everybody, all of you go to the school child, that time there was some when we win something or after finishing the annual exams or something like that, there used to be a function in which they will give us the reward, and that they used to call and what I'll say, some guest, some motivational speakers, they used to call them at that time, and they used to give us some motivational speech, something like that. It was so much important for me, it was so much valuable for me. I loved those days and those motivational speech by that particular guest. But when I came to the job, when I come to my career choices, when I come to the college, then degree college, then job, and after that life, after school, there is no one. I just literally forgot about it, that someone was there, someone was mentoring us when we was in school, when we was so much childish, small. That time someone was mentoring us. Then after that, after finishing school, it totally gone. We didn't get someone like that in our life. And after so many years, I was seeing so much motivational videos, so much motivational books I was reading. I was trying to know what is the meaning of actual motivation, what is the meaning of depression. Lot of things was going in my mind. I was trying to study. But the thing I was looking for since last 6 months, I found in this video. That's why this is the most important video for me. This is the most important video of my life till the death, till the day, not death, till the day. Okay, so that's it's Matthew McConaughey's speech at the University of Houston. So he elaborating some paradigms, some truths, and some things like that. I'll speak one by one about them in each and every video, because they are so much important, they are so much powerful, they are so much what I'll say, impacting on our life, in each and everyone's life, that I would love to talk about them separately. I would love to say my thoughts separately on each and every topic, so that you can also understand and you can also know. It's kind of chain. it's kind of what we wear a bracelet, we have that chain connecting to 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1, like that, and that bracelet will form. Each and every concept in these 13 points is a piece of that metal which connect and make that chain. Okay, it's like a chain, and each and every thought, each and every paradigm, each and every truth is a part of that chain. Very important points. Okay, so we will elaborate about that, we'll talk about that one by one, and that's it. That's the introduction of it. And what else I want to say is another one thing he explains here in this video. Let me check once time. Okay, so what he elaborate here, that at his age how it was education system, how. Okay, I will continue this in next video, same introduction topic, and then after that I will start making individual video. Okay, just hold on. Okay, keep watching guys. Thank you. Okay, so I was talking about the speech. Where I was saying that this, why this speech is important and what is मराठी में इसको बोलते हैं पार्श्वभूमी. याची पार्श्वभूमी काय, what is the base of that speech and what is the motivation purpose of that speech, why Matthew McConaughey is giving that speech. The reason behind it, that we see lot of suicides in our generation, we see lot of depressed youth and young people in our society, we see lot of even mature people, even people who are working in offices everywhere, they are also getting victim to this all sick mentality of suicide and all. The reason Matthew didn't explain or didn't mention specially that he is giving that speech for this, but he is saying that he is giving this speech because he want to say and he want to give something to those children, to those young adults who are going to get graduate from that University of Houston, and he is giving his example, his own experience. How was education system at the time when he was in school, when he was in college, how it was at that time and how it changed. Previously it was simple, that if you complete your simple school and so you will get job or something like that, that you can settle your career easily. After that his younger brother started growing up, then it become difficult to get job even after completing your degree. Then nowadays it's become so much difficult that even you completed your graduation, even you completed your degree, even you completed your all study about what you want to do, you put your all passion in the things what you want to achieve, you are doing it passionately, everything you are doing correct from your childhood, then also it's difficult to make an impact, it's difficult to make a perfect career out of it. Sometimes people get depressed. That is the situation of today's society. For that he is saying it's okay to be that way because it's the situation. It's no one's fault. It's not your fault. It's not anyone else's fault. It's the situation of that particular society. It's the situation of that present condition of that society. So don't blame yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself. But you have to follow certain things in your life that will give a meaning to your life, that will give you what I'll say, motivation while all these things happening around you, that will give you a certain belief while all these things happening around you. So that is the intention of this speech. Okay, that is the main intention of this speech, that it's okay, things happen, things go wrong. You are not the only victim. There are many people who are a victim. So Matthew want to say it, and he elaborated it in 13 factors which you can follow, which you can understand, which you can apply in your life. He is calling them as a paradigm, truth, or whatever it might be. How you apply in your life, it's your choice, but he is calling them as a truth, the paradigm for leading your life. Okay, that's the base of this speech. Why I love this speech so much, that's the first and most important reason, because he is guiding the young generation. He is guiding and giving opinion to the guys, people who are gonna hold this country, hold this world tomorrow, the youth, the young people. And he is saying this also, that I am not giving any negative review, or I am not demoralizing anyone. I am just saying what is the truth and how you can tackle it and deal with it. That's his honest purpose behind this, and I love him for that. He is the only mentor of my life. The moment I seen this video, he became the best person of my life I had ever seen till today. Many motivational videos I have seen. I will say unlimited motivational video I have seen, but this is the best, and I just love him for that. He is the best person, and I will give my contribution to elaborate it how much I can, so that people anytime anywhere in this world see it and try to understand it, try to apply it in their life. It will be I will be very much grateful, and it will be grateful for their life. Thank you. Keep watching. I'm gonna start that for 13 topics from here now, from next video. Keep watching, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, so let's begin the process of having a good life, a strong life, a moralable life, a life with some values. Okay, so first point first, do not fall in the trap of entitlement. Do not consider yourself a victim. Life was never easy. It is not easy, and it never will be. Never ever fail in that trap of entitlement. What's the moral? What's the motivation behind this point is, whatever the situation in your life, whatever it might be the problem in your life, do not think that as you are a victim. No, don't do that. If you do that, you are giving yourself value or unnecessary sympathy and pity. So don't do that. Try to overcome that, fight with it, know why it's happening with you, try to analyze it, why you fail in that certain particular problem. But do one thing, do not at all fail in the trap of entitlement. If you fail in that trap, you will get depressed, you will start blaming others, you get weak, other people will taunt you, other people will make fun of you, you will react to them, and automatically you are not going to progress in your life. So first thing first, do not fail in the trap of entitlement. Understand it. The real life is difficult. It was never easy. It is not easy. It never will be. It's your approach, how you gonna face it, how you gonna handle that situation, how you gonna react in that situation. That decides who you are. Okay, that's the first step. First, do not fail in that trap of entitlement. Okay, got it? Okay. What else I can add on here? Yeah, that's, don't get victimized, don't fail in that trap of victim. And yes, that's it. That's the first point. Okay, roll on to the next point. Keep watching, guys. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. So point number 2, unbelievable is the stupidest word in the dictionary. Because why? Because you just did it. It's believable. How it is unbelievable? Remove that what I'll say, fails information in your mind. It apply in real life also. If you do certain thing, if you achieve certain thing, then you achieve it. It's doable. You did it. It might be extraordinary, it might be phenomenal, it might be something amazing, it might be stunning, it might be gorgeous, whatever it might be. But unbelievable? No, it's not like that. Opposite to that, what is opposite to unbelievable? That underachievements. People do stupid things. That Matthew is giving example of the person who forced that plane onto the World Trade Center. Then underachieved people, they think that way, that it's unbelievable, it's unimaginary. It's not like that. You did it, believe in it, give yourself the credit of doing it. You did it. That is the most important point. Second most important point, that unbelievable is the stupidest thing. Believe in it, give yourself credit, you did it. Okay, move on to the next point, next video. Okay, the next point in this speech, in this video, is knowing exactly what is happiness and what is joy. Okay, see, the concept is, if you thinking about being happy, want to get happy, and all these things which you learn from society, which you learn from outside people, then you will learn about certain situation. You do this, then you will be happy. You do that, then you will be happy. It's a criteria based condition, happiness. And while joy, it's something spontaneous, it's constant, it's coming from inside you. If you are joyful in helping other people, then you will be always joyful. If you are joyful in doing certain work, if you are joyful in performing certain dance, performing some certain act, drawing, or music or singing, whatever it might be, you like to do, if you are joyful in that thing, you automatically will be happy. But if you are certainly saying that if I will do that, then I will be happy, if I will do this, then I will be, you will never be happy. You will be all the time searching, because once you get happy, we increase our expectations. We want that, then I will be happy. We want this, then I will. So expectations will go on increasing, and one day you will feel that it's enough. Now you are not happy with that thing. So what he want to say, choose your passion. That's the importance of passion here. Joy. What is joy? It's, in short, it's the starting point of passion. Okay, so he gives his own example, that as he started doing his film career, movie career, he was enjoying each and every moment. He was joyful about that every moment. And as that process go on, you don't need any certain condition to be happy, certain condition you want to be happy with that way, this way. You don't need that. So be joyful. Find out what is that reason you want to be joyful about it. Okay, so what are the other points to add here? I don't think I have any other points to add. Okay, that's so joy is constant, and it is the spontaneous process. Just find out what you are happy with and what is your joy. And happiness, it's the condition based certain emotional outcome. Okay, understand the difference between joy and happiness. Joy relates to passion. Joy is starting point of your passion, and happiness, it's in you, in which you want to believe or not want to believe. That depends on you. So that's the difference between happiness and joy. Okay, let's move on to the next point. Talk next video. Next point. Okay, so the next point is define success for you. What is success for you? Okay, here the success is the concept on which we decide what to do, what not to do. So what Matthew is saying, for his age at his time, success criteria for him is personal health, his relationship with his wife, his responsibility as a father, his friends and his family. Those are the most important success goals for him. If he manage them, these are like accounts. If he manage them, those accounts credited and debiting, if he is managing those accounts in healthy way, then it's success for him. He is saying about himself. So define what is for you, and while choosing success, do one thing, that know exactly what is it. Okay, we have two people inside us, good one, bad one. If you are feeding bad one, then you will go on wrong path and you will choose something that is wrong in our own eyes, in the eyes of society. And if we feed that good person inside us, then we will successfully in good ways. Simple as that. So what he's saying here, define success for you, fix criteria of success for you, choose your success criteria, but after getting the answer, check once again and do not do anything that will jeopardize your own soul, your own beliefs, your own morals. Do not do anything for success or in the process of success which will jeopardize your own thoughts, your morals and your beliefs. Then second comes, do not be with something which antagonizes your soul. Same thing. So define success for yourself. It might changes by time to time. Sometime money is success for people, no problem. He's saying money is the 15 minutes fame in this world, no problem. Money is very important, it is needed, we must and should earn, no doubt about that. And for some people money is success, and he's saying I am okay with it, it is good, no problem with that. But apart from that, if you are designing your success criteria on this base, that you will do anything and achieve that something, and in that process if you are jeopardizing your soul, your thoughts, your morals, then believe me, that success is of no use. It will eat your head for lifelong. I will discuss about them in coming points, but remember this, choose whatever you want to do, what is success for you, but do not choose anything that will jeopardize your soul. That is not success, that is a utter failure. So choose wisely and it will change according time to time. Today this is success for you, after a few months, after a few years that might be success for you, after a few years definition of success for you will change, the goals of your life will change, no issue with that. But in all situations, do not choose anything that will jeopardize your own soul. Keep that in your mind. Okay, we'll move on to the next point. Okay, moving on to the next point. Next, what I'll say, what is the next point in this process? Okay, the point number 5, the process of elimination is the first step to know yourself, to know who you are. It is not that you will say I know who I am, I know what I am. No, it's not the thing. The process of knowing yourself is the first step where you eliminate certain things. Okay, get rid of certain things, and those things are the things that eat your time, consume your energy, and consume your unnecessary attention. Those might be your friends, those friends who are always gossiping, not trying to achieve anything, not trying to do anything in their life, those friends, that might be certain situation that are again and again you are stuck in that situation and you are not able to get out of that. That might be certain place you go again and again you are not able to get out of that circle of that situation. Then that might be doing certain act that is consuming your energy. That might be eating some stupid food. That is also part of total elimination of those things that are not helpful for you, that are consuming and eating your time and your life's main motive. Eliminate them. Once you eliminate them, invisibly, accidentally, you definitely will come to know what you are, what you want to be, and what are your motives. Who are you? So always remember, first thing first, the process of knowing yourself, the first step in doing that is knowing who you are not. Okay, there are certain criteria. There might be about your food, making friendship with certain people, then lot of things are there. It's difficult. He is saying knowing yourself is hard. It's really hard. Give yourself time. It's not gonna happen in one day, one week, or 1 month, 1 year. It will take lot of time. It's a process. You have to go through it, and while in that process, you must and should have to eliminate those things which are consuming your time, which are consuming your unnecessary attention, which are consuming your energy negatively. No, you don't want them. Another one thing I forgot to mention, last point, we have two wolves inside us, good one, bad one. We have to feed the good one a little bit more. In the process of knowing about yourself, we have to feed that good wolf a little bit more. So that's the process of elimination. First step to knowing who you are is not saying that I know I am, I know what I am, what I am doing. No. The first thing first is eliminating all those factors which is not you are. Eliminating what you are not. Then you will come to know who are you. Very, very important point in all this speech, in all this discussion. It's extremely important point. Note it down. Eliminate who are not, who are you are not. You will definitely know who you are. Okay, so we'll move on to the next point. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Okay, the next point is don't leave the crumbs. Okay, what he wants to say here is don't do anything that will make you regret so much, will make you feel so much guilty that it will inside, it will stop your process of growth, your process of knowing yourself. Don't do anything like that. So he is giving example of paying debts you have bought. Then he is giving example of having hook up with one particular girl or lady that with whom your wife is standing. You will regret for that situation. Then he is saying that if you borrowed money from certain person and if you have to pay him back and you didn't pay him back, and in some function you are standing and he is standing next behind you, so you feel very guilty. You feel extremely sad. So avoid those crumbs, avoid those situations. Don't get caught in those situations, because those situations will stop your personal growth. Those situations will avoid your affect your mental situation condition, your growth of thinking. It will do that. So understand this one thing, because regrets and guilt kills many men before their time. Understand this one thing very importantly, guys. Guilt and regrets kill many people in the world before their time. So do not get in any situation where you have to be so much guilty, so much sad, and you have to be so much regretful. Don't get in that situation. And remember one thing, honest man's pillow is his peace of mind. The person who sleep at night, the honest man who sleep at night, his pillow is his peace of mind. So don't lose that pillow. Don't regret or don't get trapped or don't do anything such as that you have to regret for it so much. So don't get caught in that trap. Okay, that's the point. Then we'll move to the next one, guys. Keep watching. Thank you. So where were we? 6 points covered. Point number 7. One thing I forgot to mention here. Okay, don't leave the crumbs in that. Invest in certain thing that will give you returns in your future. The things like good investments. Then Matthew is saying about his own example, how he's meaning that he's doing acting in certain drama, something like. After some year, when that drama then movie showed again, then he will get money for that. It's like royalty. So invest in something in your life which will give you benefit after certain time. Don't invest in crumbs which will give always regrets, which will always give you sad feeling, which will always demoralize you. Don't invest in those things. Okay, the next point, dissect your success with a gratitude. We dissect our failure so much that we forgot that we have to achieve success, we have to do something, we have to earn something. We literally forgot that. The best example is we write a diary. When we write it, when we are in sad, when we are in bad situation, our friends and we start to gossiping. When we start gossiping, when you are when our mood is low and when you are not feeling good. So that way we dissect our failure and our bad things so much that we get poisoned in that process. So we start thinking more and more negative. In that process of dissecting failure, we become more negative, more failure feeling type of person. So don't do that. Dissect your happy tears, your joyful moments, your hard earned honest success. Then dissect those things. Yeah, it's not like that you should neglect failure. No, it's not like that. Learn from your failure. Definitely learn from your failure, but constructively. What he's saying, that as an actor he did some good work, some bad works, some works which was not appreciated by critics, and when critics was saying something about him, his work, they was giving him constructive criticism, and from that constructive criticism he learned a lot. He learned what to do, what not to do, what mistake he has done. So take that constructive criticism. Don't get poisoned by negative criticism and negative thinking of dissecting your failure. Don't do that. So always remember, dissect your success, not your failure. Okay, that's point number 7. We'll move on to the next point. Okay guys, keep watching. Thank you. So point number 8, make volunteer obligation. Okay, what are the obligations? It's like one country is there, but one country have their certain rules, certain governance, another country have certain governance, and what they do to protect their country, to protect borders of those countries, they have army, they have military. So these are external factors. They are keeping their eyes on external factors, what's happening outside, how to manage all this. Now you have to keep and monitor and obligate your own thoughts. Sometimes in the rush of life you forgot that. So it's very important. Every day, every night, you rejudge your thoughts, your actions, your beliefs, and how you are behaving. That is as simple as that. Make obligations, voluntary obligations on your thinking, on your thoughts, your thinking process. If some damage is done, you had made some mistakes in your thinking process, then correct it, make it intact how you want. What are your thinking and thoughts and thinking process, make them correct. So you have to do it. No one is going to give you any Nobel Prize, no one is going to give you say anything bad for that. No, it's for self satisfaction, it's for self happiness, it's for your own beliefs, it's for your own thinking, it's for your own developing as a person, it's for you yourself own. So do that, make voluntary obligations on your thoughts, correct them, and be in that process. Okay, we'll move on to the next point. Okay, the next point is from can to want. It's simple as that don't do the things just because you simply can. Don't do the things because you have to do them simply, you have to achieve them simply, you are doing it because simply you can do it. Don't do that. Do certain thing because you want it. Do certain thing because you feel for it. Do certain thing because you feel very strongly from inside yourself you want to do it. Do that because you want that, you feel that, and you have strong wish and desire and strong belief to do that. For that doing, do it because you want it. Don't do it because simply just can do it. Don't do it. Okay, that will make very much big difference in your life. So move on to the next point. Point number 10. The roof is man-made thing. Man, take the lead of that roof which you put on yourself. The very best example I would like to give here, my own example. There was a Champions League final between Liverpool and AC Milan, and in that final, up to half time, AC Milan scored 3 goals and they set themselves under that roof. See what happens in this situation, that particular movement become bigger than AC Milan club, bigger than that every individual of that club, and they got choked in that situation, they got stuck in that situation, they got choked in that particular situation. Don't get choked in that situation. Don't set yourself a limit, certain limit, that you have done, it's enough, you have done something enough, now you have to become defensive. You have to, don't be defensive. The moment that particular movement become bigger than you, bigger than that person, you will choke. So don't do that. Don't get choked into that movement. Okay, so what happened after that match? After half time, Liverpool, AC Milan was leading with 3 goals at half time, and at the end time they lost 2-4 and 3. Why? Because they choked to that certain situation. They thought that situation is bigger than them. More often we do that. We achieve something, we achieve some goal in our personal life, in our career life, in our school life. We achieve something and we think, okay, oh my god, that situation become bigger than me, and we choke there. That is the trick. Once you get choked there, you won't move further. So remember this: achievement, life is a process. It's a process. It has to go on. It will go on. The thing is, you want to be with it, or you just want to sit and reward yourself. It's your decision. For that, he's saying that he's giving one nice example and saying it, that set your goal beyond horizon. Set your goals beyond horizon, so that you will be always in the process with gratitude, with gratification, and you will be always keeping tab on this, that, then like that. If you made the situation bigger than yourself, you will get nervous, you will get stuck in that situation, and you will not be able to get out of that particular movement. So always remember, roof are man-made thing. Take lead of that concept, those roof. It's a constant process. Be in that process. Okay. And what I'll say, one thing I'm forgetting here. One thing. What is that? Be in that process. Yeah. Process of joy. Process of achieving. And one thing. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Do not at all make any movement bigger than you. Who are we to decide that certain movement is bigger than us? Who are we to decide that we can achieve only this much? Who are we to decide that our limitations, our growth is up to this point only? Who are we? No, we are nothing. We have to be in that process of achieving. We have to be in that process of joyful achievements, and believe me, we don't have to choke in our life. No situation, no condition is bigger than us. Let other people tell you that you have done something great. Let other people tell you, let other people appreciate you. Let it be happen. Just don't make that situation bigger than yourself, and don't get choked and don't get stopped. Okay? So remove the lead of that roof. Very, very important point. Okay guys? So next move on to the next point. Okay, next point number 11, extremely important point. Another one extremely important point in your life: turn the page, man. Turn the fucking page. Never ever be late or difficult in turning page of your life. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. If you do that, you will regret your whole life. He is giving example of one athlete who was at the peak of his achievements in NBA. I don't remember exactly, but he was at the peak of achieving something. And what happens one day at the party, he was talking with his coach. He went to bathroom, he came back, and he was trying to say his coach that like this happened, that happened. He was telling one story to him. That time his coach said, hey Willie, something like that. Hey Willie, there is something on your nose, some white stuff. Then Willie realized that the cocaine he was snorting, white stuff, whatever might be, charas ganja, whatever might be, the white stuff, the part of it was remaining here. When he went to bathroom, he checked it, and he felt so much bad, he felt so much insulted, he felt so much guilty, because he was talking with so much confidence, and already he had snorted that, and he was talking with extreme confidence with his coach. And second thing, he was ashamed of his the behavior, what he had done. Now what he had to do? As usual, next day he went to his coach and he said, hey coach, I want to talk with you. It's very extremely heart touching story. It's extremely amazing. So he went to his coach and he asked, hey coach, I will talk to you something. So this thing all happened yesterday. Oh, what I can do about this, what I can what I can conclude about this. He was asking at times his coach thing. Hey Billy, I never had a problem in my life in turning the page of my life. I never had any problem in turning any page of my life. That was the line. That athlete, he was sober for his life. He was so much grateful. He was so much in I can't explain the situation, but he was so much relieved. He was so much thankful, grateful, and nice. What I'll say, I don't have words, but these three words I can use: grateful, thankful, and so much relieved. That is the power of turning page. We all do wrong things, we all do mistakes, we all do a lot of bad things, we all do many different things that are not acceptable by society, certain person, relative, whatever it might be. Just remember one thing: turn the page, move on in your life, because it's your life. You are the writer of it. Write it down in the way you want to write. Just turn that page and move on to the next. It's so much beautiful message Matthew had given here. Means I just don't have words. It's so much great. It just felt over here. Means it is the advice every and each individual should give to the person who is feeling guilty. If he really want that person to do something in his life, want to achieve something in his life, then he should give this advice, a best advice. Turn the page of your life. You are the writer of your life. Just move on and leave that thing. Okay guys, thank you. So we'll move on to the next point. Point number 12. Point number 12. Give your obstacles credit, man. Don't be like a macho man, or don't be like any movie's hero. I don't fear, I don't care. Don't be that, man. Real life is not that way. In real life, we fear. In real life, we feel, we cry, we fail, we feel sad, we feel depressed. This is real life, man. This is not some kind of movie or some kind of trick. Matthew is saying here, he's seen those t-shirts. He's saying here, no fear. Yeah, he's saying that he didn't get those t-shirt and meaning. No, he never get those in his life. Neither do I, because every day I fear to do certain things. Every day. Before doing certain things, I get nervous. Before making these videos, I get nervous. Before doing new things, I get nervous. I fear for that. So accept it. Think it as a person. You are no. Don't be like a macho man or something. No, I don't fear. I don't. It's all bullshit. It doesn't work that way. So give your obstacles that credit. They will motivate you. Your fear will motivate you. Fear is very most important thing, because sometimes person will do certain thing in his fear that he can't do in normal condition, because fear is the motivating power. Use it in that way. Don't get depressed. Neither don't simply blindly avoid it, simply saying that I don't fear it. No, man, it doesn't happen. Everybody fears, everybody get nervous. Accept it, give them credits, your obstacles are credit, One thing here I want to say about Mike Tyson, he also said that the opponent he is facing, if he scares him, if he makes him fearful, then he will be more aggressive, he will be more stronger, because why? He want to overcome that fear. That is the reason. So give your obstacles, your fear, your nervousness a credit, man, because they stimulate you to overcome them, to do more and more better in that situation. That's their work. Don't simply ignore them saying that I don't care, I don't fear. No, it's not like that. If you're doing that, then you're fooling yourself, you're making fool of yourself. Don't do that. Give your obstacles a credit they deserve. Because of them, you're trying to overcome them, and you're getting stronger day by day. That's the strength of obstacles. That's the point number 12. Okay guys, let's move on to the point number 13. Point number 12. Point number 12. Give your obstacles credit, man. Don't be like a macho man, or don't be like any movie's hero. I don't fear, I don't care. Don't be that, man. Real life is not that way. In real life, we fear. In real life, we feel, we cry, we fail, we feel sad, we feel depressed. This is real life, man. This is not some kind of movie or some kind of trick. Matthew is saying here, he's seen those t-shirts. He's saying here, no fear. Yeah, he's saying that he didn't get those t-shirt and meaning. No, he never get those in his life. Neither do I, because every day I fear to do certain things. Every day. Before doing certain things, I get nervous. Before making these videos, I get nervous. Before doing new things, I get nervous. I fear for that. So accept it. Think it as a person. You are no. Don't be like a macho man or something. No, I don't fear. I don't. It's all bullshit. It doesn't work that way. So give your obstacles that credit. They will motivate you. Your fear will motivate you. Fear is very most important thing, because sometimes person will do certain thing in his fear that he can't do in normal condition, because fear is a motivating power. Use it in that way. Don't get depressed. Neither don't simply blindly avoid it, simply saying that I don't fear it. No, man, it doesn't happen. Everybody fears, everybody get nervous. Accept it, give them credits, your obstacles are credit. One thing here I want to say about Mike Tyson, he also said that the opponent he is facing, if he scares him, if he makes him fearful, then he will be more aggressive, he will be more stronger, because why? He want to overcome that fear. That is the reason. So give your obstacles, your fear, your nervousness a credit, man, because they stimulate you to overcome them, to do more and more better in that situation. That's their work. Don't simply ignore them saying that I don't care, I don't fear. No, it's not like that. If you're doing that, then you're fooling yourself, you're making fool of yourself. Don't do that. Give your obstacles a credit they deserve. Because of them, you're trying to overcome them, and you're getting stronger day by day. That's the strength of obstacles. That's the point number 12. Okay guys, let's move on to the point number 13. for the last time, number 13. Okay, so after doing all these 12 beliefs, schedules, truth, whatever it might be, after following all these 12, how we gonna know? 1 second. Okay, so what I was saying, how we gonna know that we had to find the truth and we are on the path which is correct and which is something meaningful for our life, which is the path we should follow? How you gonna know? How you gonna know the truth that you crossed the right path? Simple as that. Matthew said here that what he do and what I also like appreciate, go some places, go somewhere where you leave your all identity behind, what you are doing as a career person, what you are doing in your life, what you are to relatives, what you are to the friends, whatever to the around peoples, you just leave it back there, leave everything back and go somewhere as just a simple person, simple human being, and try to solve those all mistakes, try to solve those all complications you had felt in your past, everything. And in this process of knowing yourself, of knowing about yourself, you'll find the truth and you'll come to know what was wrong, what is right, and what you should do, what you should not do. That's what he believe. I also believe in the same. It might be different for different person. Someone will say he feel better and some good after going a certain place, after talking with any person, after talking with his mentor, after sitting on one bench, one place, or after by going to the temple, church. It different, or by a meditation or by yoga. It different for every individual. It is the different concept for every different individual. So it's not what I'll say, it's not that way that you should do that, you should do. It's not compulsion, it's the way you want to find out the truth. Simple as that. Truth is around us only, we just have to embrace it. We have to just be in that position where you can understand and embrace that truth and true moments. That's it. That's simple answer for it. So okay, I'll say more. In the last he says one thing. What is heaven on earth? Heaven on earth is getting the things that we need. Simple as that. And then last and very much most important and most favorite line of all this for me is, we just make friends with ourselves. That's the place I'm talking about. In the end, what is important, what is the core of it, is that we make friends with ourselves. Okay, that's the most important thing. So guys, I conclude all these 13 points here. I'll make another short video just talking about this and how it will impact on your life. And yeah, that's it. Let me know what are your opinion, what you think about it. Okay, thank you, thanks for watching. Okay guys, so that's the complete chapter, that's the complete story of the most favorite and the most motivational speech of my life, these 13 points. So what is here in short summary, what he wanna say here, by his experience, by his beliefs, by his thoughts, and whatever he achieved in his life, what he wanna say to you, that Don't get stuck into the certain situation, or don't get over excited, or don't measure yourself by a certain situation. Just keep on doing your stuff, keep on doing the things you like, keep on doing the joyful moments you like, keep on doing the things that makes you happy. Keep on doing them. Don't get stuck at certain point, certain place. Get out of it as much as possibly. Then if you done something wrong in your life, then if something wrong happened in the life, or you done anything wrong, anything like that, then do one thing. Just get out of the situation, move on, turn the page of your life, just move on from that situation. Then don't regret too much. Then first eliminate what you are not. Don't go running behind I am this, I am that. Don't do that. Just eliminate what you are not, study about what you are not, avoid those things. Automatically you will get to know what you are. Then that's all the things. Then what's the difference between joy and happiness? What is joy and happiness? What is best? How to maintain your passion? Then counter-strike your own thoughts. Try to obligate them. Try to know what are good, what are bad. Then don't put any kind of roof on your thoughts. Then that's the way. Then don't say that I am not afraid, I am hero kind of like. No, don't do that. Give your obstacles a credit. And then finally seek for the truth. How you know you find out the truth? The simple way is go away from everything, everyone in your life at the moment. Just go away from every situation. Just be with yourself, know what you want, what you don't want. Just know that. Just simple as that. There are certain rules in life. Those are the main 13 paradigm rules. See, I'll show you them. See, I've written it here in short. See this? Can you see this? Yeah. These are the 13 I just written here. I had just made lot of notes about it. Lots of notes about it. Since last 1 month I am working on it. Made lots of notes about it. So that's the conclusion, guys. All the best in your everyone's life. If you anytime watch this video, just try to know yourself much better. You will get all questions answered. And these are the 13 things. If you follow them, you will definitely get answers to a lot of questions. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye. Take care. Good night. Okay, guys, so that's the complete chapter, that's the complete story of the most favorite and the most motivational speech of my life. These 13 points. So what is here in short summary, what he wanna say here, by his experience, by his beliefs, by his thoughts, and whatever he achieved in his life. What he wanna say to you that don't get stuck into the certain situation, or don't get over excited, or don't measure yourself by a certain situation. Just keep on doing your stuff, keep on doing the things you like, keep on doing the joyful moments you like, keep on doing the things that makes you happy. Keep on doing them. Don't get stuck at certain point, certain place. Get out of it as much as possibly. Then if you done something wrong in your life, then if something wrong happened in the life, or you done anything wrong, anything like that, then do one thing. Just get out of the situation, move on, turn the page of your life, just move on from that situation. Then don't regret too much. Then first eliminate what you are not. Don't go running behind I am this, I am that. Don't do that. Just eliminate what you are not, study about what you are not, avoid those things. Automatically you will get to know what you are. Then That's all the things. Then what's the difference between joy and happiness? What is joy and happiness? What is best? How to maintain your passion? Then counter strike your own thoughts. Try to obligate them. Try to know what are good, what are bad. Then don't put any kind of roof on your thoughts. Then yeah, that's the way. Then don't say that I am not afraid, I am hero kind of like. No, don't do that. Give your obstacles a credit. And then finally seek for the truth. How you know you find out the truth? The simple way is go away from everything, everyone in your life at the moment. Just go away from every situation. Just be with yourself, know what you want, what you don't want. Just know that. Just simple as that. There are certain rules in life. Those are the main 13 paradigm rules. See, I'll show you that. See, I've written it here in short. See this? Can you see this? Yeah. These are the 13 I just written here. I had just made lot of notes about it. Lots of notes about it. Since last 1 month I am working on it. Made lots of notes about it. So that's the conclusion, guys. All the best in your everyone's life. If you anytime watch this video, just try to know yourself much better. You'll get all questions answer. And these are the 13 things. If you follow them, you'll definitely get answers to lot of questions. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye. Take care. Good night. Okay, till the date I had made a lot of videos about what is depression, how it works, what is depressed society, what is sick society, how to get rid of depression. Then a lot of stuff about depression. Then I talk about diet, exercise, your health, your overall fitness. Then I talk about what to eat, what not to eat, nutrition. Then I had spoken about books. What are the books you should read, should not read. My best mentions to you that you can read. Then I have spoken about few books individually that are my most favorite, and I elaborated them in certain way. Then certain videos about my favorite football club, Manchester City. I just made certain videos about that. Then the latest topic I had spoken about once again about depression, because it is the most important topic in today's generation. I believe that following food crisis, what is happening in today's world, food crisis, depleted soil, depleted mineral, depleted soils, following that, I think depression is the most strong factor that causing a big impact on our today's society. So I had spoken about it. I had to reference from Jim Carrey's one video. He is the most favorite person in that matter, how to overcome depression, what is depression, all stuff about that I have spoken about that. And the latest topic that Matthew McConaughey's speech, it remembered me my childhood, how I used to get inspired by all the small movements. I get to inspired by those speech in my school. The speech person used to come and they used to give a motivational speech to us that reminded me. I'm so gladful that after around 10 to 15 years I am hearing a great speech like that. I'm so much thankful and grateful for that one speech. It remembered me my childhood, and it have lots and lots of things to learn. So yes, that's my most favorite speech at the moment, and it will be forever, I guess. So I have spoken about all this point: health, nutrition, depression, how to deal with it, then this latest thing, and yeah, let's see what are the topics I more and more elaborate, I more and more understand, and I more and more dissect. I will try to put it in my ways in front of you, that you can get benefit from that and you can learn from that. Okay, thank you. This is till the date till now. Let's see what can do in future and what I can bring in future. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Thank you. So the best motivational video was Matthew McConaughey's. I explained about it already, but this is something that I believe that it is something much more beyond that, and I just love it. It doesn't mean that I am contradicting that my previous speech. No, it's there. So here Jim Carrey's experience, what he's saying here, what he's trying to say here, yes, everyone is living certain kind of acting certain kind of character in his life, and what is sadness, that we get sad and we get kind of unhappy. What is that situation when certain thing doesn't happen that way, certain thing you want that doesn't happen that way, certain beliefs you think that will work, that doesn't work. But what is depression? Depression is condition where your body says, fuck you, I am tired of this your situation, I will not do it again. It's the extreme condition, and it happened with lot of people, but most of the time people don't know how to deal with it. Most of the time people don't know what is it, what condition they are exactly at the present moment, what stage of depression they are at the moment. One quote he says here, I wish everyone get everything what they want, money, fame, then all kind of happiness, everything I wish they get, but in the end they will come to know that it's not the answer. That one sentence, that one line has so much meaning in it. It's amazing, it's excellent, it's superb, and it's something that we should think, each and everyone should think, because I said earlier, after food crisis, after poverty, also I forgot to mention food crisis, depression is the most harming aspect to a human in today's era. Okay, so that's the reason behind it. Watch the video. I will attach that video with this my video also, and try to know, try to understand, try to take help as much as you can from this video. Okay, that's my opinion. Thank you guys, thanks for watching. Stay healthy, stay fit, stay away from depression, make your goals, make your views, make your rules, follow them, get them, be happy, don't be depressed. Okay, thank you, thanks a lot for watching.
And at a certain point, I realized, hey, wait a second, you know, if it's so easy to lose Jim Carrey, who the hell is Jim Carrey?
We don't matter. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm not looking backward.
Why don't we just...
It was more like you're supposed to say, you know, we're important, and you're supposed to say it's all going to be all right, and you're supposed to say that, you know, whatever you dream can come true, and you're supposed to say all those things. I do believe in manifestation, power of that kind of stuff, but I don't believe that any of it matters. You know, this mattering is to me a human construct born out of a need, the same need as you have to have, you know, deities and things like that. And I believe in an energy of God, an energy of, you know, everything is divine. You know, there's just not, there's no thing that isn't divine. Everything is divine, and I'm that. And it doesn't matter to me what's happening. I'm finding that ultimately the freedom from it is something people are kind of hungry for in a way. They're like, I don't want to be me either.
Right.
You know, and I go, well, great, because you never have been. I believe that I had to become a famous, you know, idea and get all the stuff that people dream about and accomplish a bunch of things
you know what
that
this means, don't you?
You know, that look like success in order to give up my attachment to those things. It's been a part of the evolution of ego is to spend your first half of your life acquiring and adding, thinking you can add to yourself, and it looks great. I mean, it looks great when you got a cool car and you got good, nice clothes, and you know, and you've done something that people admire, but it can never fulfill you. You can never be happy. You know what I mean? It's not where happiness comes from. And you know, I dealt with depression, you know, a few years ago, and people still think, well, he's going through, you can tell he's depressed. It's not. I have no depression in my life whatsoever. Literally none. I have sadness and joy and elation and satisfaction and gratitude beyond belief, but all of it is weather, and it just spins around the planet. You know, it doesn't sit on me long enough to kill me. The happy place is realizing that you're everything, you know, and that there's no real you involved in the first place. You know, it's a weird little semantic jump that you make where it sounds like, well, that's totally fucking threatening, man. I can't not be me. I've built this construct, and it's just ideas. Right. They're just ideas. You know, the only thing that separates you from an African American or an African Canadian is an idea. You know, and the weather, the adaptation to the climate, and whatever it is, I don't believe in any of it. And so the feeling of wholeness is a different feeling than meanness. They're all characters that I played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. You know, Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, right? Because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character, you know. So it's, you know, I played the guy that was free from concern, so that people who watched me would be free from concern. You know, and then at a certain point you go like, okay, well, that's great, but you know, it's like the one thing, like people talk about depression all the time. The difference between depression and sadness is just, you know, from happenstance, whatever happened or didn't happen for you, or you know, grief or whatever it is. And depression is your body saying, fuck you, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to hold up this avatar that you've created in the world. It's too much for me. Right. You know? And you should think of the word of depressed as deep rest. Deep rest. Your body needs to be depressed. It needs deep rest from the character that you've been trying to play. You know? The great and powerful Oz. I'm the great and powerful Oz. How dare you come near me? You know, kind of thing. And you're just the sweaty guy behind the curtain going, it's an amazing metaphor, you know, in that movie.
Brethren, what up with the liar? You know what I'm gonna do about this?
It's a pretty name, though. It really is nice. It means merciful, right? Clemency. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
We've all got two wolves in us, a good one and a bad one, and they both want to eat. The best I can tell, we just got to feed that good one a little more than the other one. Happiness is an emotional response to an outcome. If I win, I will be happy. If I don't, I won't. It's an if-then, cause and effect, quid pro quo standard that we cannot sustain because we immediately raise it every time we attain it. You see, happiness demands a certain outcome. It is result reliant. And I say, if happiness is what you're after, then you're going to be let down frequently, and you're going to be unhappy much of your time. Joy, though, joy is a different thing. It's something else. Joy is not a choice. It's not a response to some result. It's a constant. Joy is the feeling that we have from doing what we are fashioned to do, no matter the outcome. Now, personally, as an actor, I started enjoying my work and literally being more happy when I stopped trying to make the daily labor a means to a certain end. For example, I need this film to be a box office success. You know, I need my performance to be acknowledged. I need the respect of my peers. All those are reasonable aspirations, but the truth is, as soon as the work, the daily making of the movie, the doing of the deed became the reward in itself for me, I got more box office, more accolades and respect than I ever had before. See, joy is always in process. It's under construction. It is in constant approach, alive and well in the doing of what we're fashioned to do and enjoying it. Now, the easiest way to dissect success is through gratitude. Giving thanks for that which we do have, for what is working, appreciating the simple things we sometimes take for granted. We give thanks for these things, and that gratitude reciprocates, creating more to be thankful for. It's really simple, and it works. Now, I'm not saying be in denial of your failures. No, we can learn from them too, but only if we look at them constructively, as a means to reveal what we are good at, what we can get better at, what we do succeed at. Our life's a verb. We try our best, we don't always do our best. And since we are the architects of our own lives, let's study the habits, the practices, the routines that we have that lead to and feed our success. Our joy, our honest pain, our laughter, our earned tears. Let's dissect that and give thanks for those things. And when we do that, guess what happens? We get better at them, and we have more to dissect. It's a get rich quick on the internet, richest 15 minutes of fame world that we live in, and we see it every day. But we all want to succeed, right? So the question that we got to ask ourselves is what success is to us, what success is to you. Is it more money? That's fine. I got nothing against money. Maybe it's a healthy family. Maybe it's a happy marriage. Maybe it's to help others, to be famous, to be spiritually sound, to leave the world a little bit better place than you found it. Continue to ask yourself that question. Now, your answer may change over time, and that's fine. But do yourself this favor. Whatever your answer is, don't choose anything that will jeopardize your soul. Prioritize who you are, who you want to be, and don't spend time with anything that antagonizes your character. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, man. It tastes sweet, but you will get cavities tomorrow, all right? Life is not a popularity contest. Be brave, take the hill, but first answer that question, what's my hill? Well, for me, it's a measurement of 5 things. We got fatherhood. We got being a good husband. We got my health, mind, body, and spirit. We got career, and we got friendships. These are what's important to me in my life right now. Because I want to keep all 5 in healthy shape. And I know that if I don't take care of them, if I don't keep up maintenance on them, one of them is going to get weak, man. It's going to dip too deep into the debit section. It's going to go bankrupt. It's going to get sick, die even. So first, we have to define success for ourselves. And then we have to put in the work to maintain it. Take that daily tally. Tend our garden. Keep the things that are important to us in good shape. Defining ourselves by what we are not is the first step that leads us to really knowing who we are. You know that group of friends that you hang out with that they really might not bring out the best in you? You know, they gossip too much, or they're kind of shady. They really aren't going to be there for you in a pinch. Or how about that bar that we keep going to that we always seem to have the worst hangover from? Or that computer screen, right? That computer screen that keeps giving us an excuse not to get out of the house and engage with the world and get some real human interaction. Or how about that food that we keep eating, the stuff that tastes so good going down, makes us feel like crap the next week, we feel lethargic and we keep putting on weight? Well, those people, those places, those things, stop giving them your time and energy. Just don't go there. I mean, put them down. And when you do this, when you do put them down, when you quit going there, and you quit giving them your time, you inadvertently find yourself spending more time and in more places that are healthy for you, that bring you more joy. Why? Because you just eliminated the who's, the where's, the what's, and the when's that were keeping you from your identity. Like, trust me, too many options, I promise you this, too many options will make a tyrant of us all. All right, so get rid of the excess, the wasted time. Decrease your options. If you do this, you will have accidentally, almost innocently, put in front of you what is important to you by process of elimination. Knowing who we are is hard. It's hard. So give yourself a break. Eliminate who you are not first, and you're going to find yourself where you need to be. Make voluntary obligations. I'm talking about the ones that we make with ourselves, with our God, with our own consciousness. I'm talking about the you versus you obligations. We have to have them. Now again, these are not societal laws and expectations that we acknowledge and endow for anyone other than ourselves. These are faith-based obligations that we make on our own. These are not the lowered insurance rates for a good driving record. You will not be fined or put in jail if you do not gratify these obligations I speak of. No one else governs these but you. They are your secrets with yourself, your own private counsel, personal protocols. And while nobody throws you a party when you abide by them, no one's going to arrest you when you break them either, except yourself. An honest man's pillow is his peace of mind. And when you lay down on that pillow at night, no matter who's in your bed, we all sleep alone. These are your personal Jiminy Crickets, and there are not enough cops in the entire world to police them. It's on you. It's on you. We do our best when our destinations are beyond the measurement, when our reach continually exceeds our grasp, and when we have immortal finish lines. And when we do this, the race is never over. The journey has no port. The adventure never ends because we are always on the way. So do this, and let somebody else come up and tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you scored. Let them run up and tap you on the shoulder and say, man, you won. Let them come tell you, you can go home now. Let them say, I love you too. Let them say, thank you. Take the lid off the man-made roofs that we put above ourselves and always play like an underdog.
Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You hear me? Okay. Congratulations, class of 2015. You guys and gals and young men and women are the reason I'm here. I'm really looking forward to talking with y'all tonight. You heard my dad when he played football here, and I believe he even graduated from here. That was some extra incentive for me to come. Short and sweet or long and salty? A sugar donut or some oatmeal? Now, out of respect for you and your efforts in getting your degree, I thought long and hard about what I could share with you tonight. Did I want to stand up here at a podium and read you your rights? Did I want to come up here and just share some funny stories? I thought about what you would want. I thought about what you might need. I also thought about what I want to say and what I need to say. Now, hopefully we're both going to be happy on both accounts. As the saying goes, take what you like, leave the rest. Thank you for having me. So before I share with you some what I do knows, I want to talk with you about what I don't know. All right, I have two older brothers. One was in high school in the early 1970s. And this was a time when a high school GED got you a job. All right, and the college degree was exemplary. My other brother, Pat, was in high school in the early 80s. And by this time, the GED wasn't enough to guarantee employment. You needed a college degree. And if you got one, you had a pretty good chance of getting the kind of job that you wanted after you graduated. Now me, I graduated high school in 1988, got my college degree in 1993. And that college degree in 93 did not mean as much. It was not a ticket, it was not a voucher, it was not a free pass go to anything. So I asked the question, what does your college degree mean? It means you got an education. It means you have more knowledge in a specific subject, vocation. It means you may have more expertise in what your degree is in. But what's it worth? In the job market, out there today, we know the market for college graduates is more competitive now than ever. Now, some of you already have a job lined up. You've got a path where today's job is going to become tomorrow's career. But for most of you, the future is probably still pretty fuzzy. You don't have that job that directly reflects the degree you just got. Many of you don't even have a job at all. Think about it. You've just completed your scholastic educational curriculum in life, the one that you started when you were 5 years old in kindergarten, up until now, and your future may not be any more clear than it was 5 years ago. You don't have the answers, and it's probably pretty damn scary. And I say that's okay, because that is how it is. This is the reality that many of you are facing. This is the world that we live in. And while I'm not here to discourage you or in any way belittle your accomplishments tonight, which I'd like to applaud that one more time. You graduated. All right? Now, I'm not here to be a downer on that. Let's get that straight. But I am here to talk brass tacks. I want to skip the flattery and the attaboys, because I do know this. The sooner that we become less impressed with our life, with our accomplishments, with our career, with whatever that prospect is in front of us, the sooner we become less impressed and more involved with that and these things, the sooner we get a whole lot better at doing them. So, I'm going to talk to you about some things I've learned in my journey, most from experience, some of them I heard in passing, many of them I'm still practicing, but all of them I do believe are true. Now, they may be truths to me, but don't think that that makes them mine, because you cannot own a truth. So please think of these as signposts, approaches, paradigms that give some science to satisfaction. They're yours to steal, they're yours to share, like into your own lives, to personally apply in your own lives, in your own way, should you choose to. So, here we go. Number one, and this should come up on the Jumbotron. Life's not easy. Is it up there? Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap, of feeling like you're a victim. You are not. Get over it and get on with it. And yes, most things are more rewarding when you break a sweat to get them. Fact. Number two, I love this one. Unbelievable is the stupidest word in the dictionary. Should never come out of our mouths. Think about it. To say, oh wow, what an unbelievable play. It was an unbelievable book, an unbelievable film, an unbelievable act of courage. Really? It may be spectacular, it may be phenomenal, most excellent or outstanding, but unbelievable? Give others and yourself more credit. It just happened. You witnessed it. You just did it. Believe it. What about the other side of unbelievable? You know, that side when we humans underperform or act out of our best character. For instance, man flies a suicide jet into the World Trade Center. Millions die from diseases every day that we have cures for. Bob the Builder swears that he's going to have your house built by Thanksgiving, and you can't move in until Christmas the next year. Our best friends lied to us, and we lie to ourselves all the time. Unbelievable? I don't think so. Again, it just happens, and it happens every day. Nothing that we Homo sapien earthlings do is unbelievable. And if there's one thing you can depend on people being, it's people. So we shouldn't be surprised. We, us, are the trickiest mammals walking the planet. I'm not worried about the monkeys. I'm worried about you and me. So acknowledge the acts of greatness as real, and do not be naive about mankind's capacity for evil, nor be in denial of our own shortcomings. Happiness is an emotional response to an outcome. If I win, I will be happy. If I don't, I won't. It's an if-then, cause and effect, quid pro quo standard that we cannot sustain because we immediately raise it every time we attain it. See, happiness demands a certain outcome. It is result reliant. And I say if happiness is what you're after, then you're going to be let down frequently, and you're going to be unhappy much of your time. Joy, though, joy is a different thing. It's something else. Joy is not a choice. It's not a response to some result. It's a constant. Joy is the feeling that we have from doing what we are fashioned to do, no matter the outcome. Now, personally, as an actor, I started enjoying my work and literally being more happy when I stopped trying to make the daily labor a means to a certain end. For example, I need this film to be a box office success. You know, I need my performance to be acknowledged. I need the respect of my peers. All those are reasonable aspirations, but the truth is, as soon as the work, the daily making of the movie, the doing of the deed became the reward in itself for me, I got more box office, more accolades and respect than I ever had before. See, joy is always in process. It's under construction. It is in constant approach, alive and well in the doing of what we're fashioned to do and enjoying it. Number 4, define success for yourself. You already like that one? Define success for yourself. Now check this out. I'm in south of New Orleans a few years ago, and I went to a voodoo shop. And they had this wooden partition against the wall with these columns. And in these columns were all these vials of these magic potions, right? And the headings above each potion defining what they would give you were things like fertility, health, family, legal help, energy, forgiveness, money. Guess which column was empty? Money. Let's admit it. Money is king today. It's what makes the world go round. It is success. The more we have, the more successful we are, right? Now, I would argue that our cultural values have even been financialized. Humility is not in vogue anymore. It's too passive. It's a get rich quick on the internet, rich is 15 minutes of fame world that we live in, and we see it every day. But we all want to succeed, right? So the question that we got to ask ourselves is what success is to us, what success is to you. Is it more money? That's fine. I got nothing against money. I don't. Maybe it's a healthy family. Maybe it's a happy marriage. Maybe it's to help others, to be famous, to be spiritually sound, to leave the world a little bit better place than you found it. Continue to ask yourself that question. Now, your answer may change over time, and that's fine. But do yourself this favor. Whatever your answer is, don't choose anything that will jeopardize your soul. Prioritize who you are, who you want to be, and don't spend time with anything that antagonizes your character. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, man. It tastes sweet, but you will get cavities tomorrow, all right? Life is not a popularity contest. Be brave, take the hill, but first answer that question, what's my hill? So, me, how do I define success? For me, myself. Well, for me, it's a measurement of 5 things. We got fatherhood. We got being a good husband. We got my health, mind, body, and spirit. We got career, and we got friendships. These are what's important to me in my life right now. So I try to measure these 5 things each day. I check in with them. I like to see whether or not I'm in the debit section or the credit section with each one. Am I in the red or am I in the black? You follow? For instance, sometimes say my career's rolling. All right, it's way up here in the black, but I see how my relationship with my wife maybe could use a little bit more of my attention. I got to pick up the slack on being a better husband. Get that one out of the red. Or say my spiritual health could use some maintenance. It's down here, but hey, man, my friendships and my social life, they're in high gear, right? I got to recalibrate. Checks and balances. I got to go to church. Remember to say thank you more often, something. But I got to take the tally because I want to keep all 5 in healthy shape. And I know that if I don't take care of them, if I don't keep up maintenance on them, one of them is going to get weak, man. It's going to dip too deep into the debit section. It's going to go bankrupt. It's going to get sick, die even. So first, we have to define success for ourselves. And then we have to put in the work to maintain it. Take that daily tally. Tend our garden. Keep the things that are important to us in good shape. I mean, let's admit it. We've all got 2 wolves in us. A good one and a bad one. And they both want to eat. Best I can tell, we just got to feed that good one a little more than the other one. Here we go. Number 5. Process of elimination is the first step to our identity. AKA, where you are not is as important as where you are. All right, 1992, I got my first job as an actor. 3 lines, 3 days work in a film called Dazed and Confused. All right. All right, all right, all right. There we go. So this director of that film, Richard Linklater, he kept inviting me back to set each night, putting me in more scenes, which led to more lines, all of which I happily said yes to. I mean, I'm having a blast. People are telling me I'm good at what I'm doing, and they're writing me a check for $325 a day. I mean, hell yeah, give me more scenes. I love what I'm doing. Well, by the end of the shoot, by the end of the film, those 3 lines had turned into over 3 weeks' work, and it was mine. It was Wooderson's 1970 Chevelle that we went to go get Aerosmith tickets in, man. Yeah, it was badass. Well, a few years ago, I'm watching this film again, and I noticed 2 scenes that I really shouldn't have been in. In one of these scenes, my character Wooderson, I exit screen left to head somewhere, and then I re-enter the screen and to double check if any of the other characters wanted to go with me. Now, in rewatching the film, and you'll agree if you know Wooderson, Wooderson's not a guy who would ever say, later, and then come back to see if you were sure you didn't want to go. Now, when Wooderson leaves, Wooderson is gone. He does not stutter, step, flinch, rewind, ask twice, or solicit. You know what I'm talking about. Wooderson has better things to do, like liking those high school girls, man, because I get older and they stay the same age. The point is, I should not have been in that scene. Shouldn't have come back. Should have exited screen left and never come back. But back then, making my first film, getting invited back to the set, cashing that check and having a ball, I wanted more screen time. I wanted to be in the scene longer and more and come back into the scene, right? But I shouldn't have been there. Wooderson shouldn't have been there. It is just as important where we are not as it is where we are. Look, the first step that leads to our identity in life is usually not, I know who I am. I know who I am. That's not the first step. The first step's usually, I know who I am not. Process of elimination. Defining ourselves by what we are not is the first step that leads us to really knowing who we are. You know that group of friends that you hang out with that they really might not bring out the best in you? You know, they gossip too much, or they're kind of shady. They really aren't going to be there for you in a pinch. Or how about that bar that we keep going to that we always seem to have the worst hangover from? Or that computer screen, right? That computer screen that keeps giving us an excuse not to get out of the house and engage with the world and get some real human interaction. Or how about that food that we keep eating, the stuff that tastes so good going down, it makes us feel like crap the next week, and we feel lethargic and we keep putting on weight? Well, those people, those places, those things, stop giving them your time and energy. Just don't go there. I mean, put them down. And when you do this, when you do put them down, when you quit going there, and you quit giving them your time, you inadvertently find yourself spending more time and in more places that are healthy for you, that bring you more joy. Why? Because you just eliminated the who's, the where's, the what's, and the when's that were keeping you from your identity. Like, trust me, too many options, I promise you, too many options will make a tyrant of us all. All right, so get rid of the excess, the wasted time. Decrease your options. And if you do this, you will have accidentally, almost innocently, put in front of you what is important to you by process of elimination. Knowing who we are is hard. It's hard. So give yourself a break. Eliminate who you are not first, and you're going to find yourself where you need to be. Number 6, don't leave crumbs. And the beauty of delayed gratification. So what are crumbs? Well, the crumbs I'm talking about are the choices that we make that make us have to look over our shoulder in the future. You didn't pay that guy back the money that you owed him, and tonight you just saw him 3 rows behind you. Shit. You slept around on your spouse and you just found out that tomorrow she and the lady you're having an affair with are going to be at the same PTA meeting. Shit again. You drank too much last night. You're too hungover to drive your son to his 8 a.m. Saturday morning baseball practice. These are the crumbs. They come in the form of regret, guilt, and remorse. You leave crumbs today, they will cause you more stress tomorrow, and they disallow you from creating a customized future in which you do not have to look over your shoulder. So let's flip the script. Instead of creating outcomes that take from us, let's create more outcomes that pay us back, fill us up, keep your fire lit, turn you on for the most amount of time in your future. These are the choices I'm talking about, and this is the beauty of delayed gratification. All right, tee yourself up. Do yourself a favor. Make the choices, the purchases today that pay you back tomorrow. Residuals. In my business, we call it mailbox money. If I do my job well today, and that movie keeps rerunning on TV, 5 years from now, I'm getting checks in the mailbox. It's a heck of a deal. So whether it's prepping the coffee maker the night before, so all you got to do is press the button in the morning, or getting ready for the job interview early so you don't have to cram the night before, or choosing not to hook up with that married woman because you know you're going to feel horrible about it tomorrow, and her husband carries a gun, or paying your debts on time so that when you do see that guy 3 rows back tonight, you don't have to hunker down in your seat hoping that he don't see you. Get some ROI. You know what that is? Return on investment. Your investment. You. Customize your future. Don't leave crumbs. Number 7, dissect your successes and the reciprocity of gratitude. We so often focus on failure, don't we? We study failure, obsessed with failure. We dissect failure and our failures. We dissect them so much we end up intoxicated with them to the point of disillusion. I mean, when do we write in our diary? Usually when we're depressed. What do we gossip about? Other people's flaws and limitations. And we can dissect ourselves into self-loathing if we're not careful. I find that most of the times our obsession with what is wrong just ends up breeding more wrong, more failure. Now, the easiest way to dissect success is through gratitude. Giving thanks for that which we do have, for what is working. Appreciating the simple things we sometimes take for granted. We give thanks for these things, and that gratitude reciprocates, creating more to be thankful for. It's really simple, and it works. Now, I'm not saying be in denial of your failures. No, we can learn from them too, but only if we look at them constructively, as a means to reveal what we are good at, what we can get better at, what we do succeed at. Now, personally, I've read a whole lot of my bad reviews. All right? I've had quite a few. Written by the more talented critics, they are the ones who give constructive bad reviews. They reveal to me what did translate in my work, what came across, what was seen or what wasn't. Now, I don't obsess on the unfavorable aspect of their review, but I do seek what I can learn from it. Because their displeasure actually uncovers and makes more apparent what I do well, what I am successful at, and then I dissect that. All right, life's a verb. We try our best, we don't always do our best. Well, architecture is a verb as well. Yes, it is. And since we are the architects of our own lives, let's study the habits, the practices, the routines that we have that lead to and feed our success, our joy, our honest pain, our laughter, our earned tears. Let's dissect that and give thanks for those things. And when we do that, guess what happens? We get better at them, and we have more to dissect. Number 8, make voluntary obligations. All right, mom and dad, since we were young, they teach us things as children. Teachers, mentors, the government, and on laws, they all give us guidelines for which to navigate this life. Rules to abide by in the name of accountability. I'm not talking about those obligations. I'm talking about the ones that we make with ourselves, with our God, with our own consciousness. I'm talking about the you versus you obligations. We have to have them. Now, again, these are not societal laws and expectations that we acknowledge and endow for anyone other than ourselves. These are faith-based obligations that we make on our own. These are not the lowered insurance rates for a good driving record. You will not be fined or put in jail if you do not gratify these obligations I speak of. No one else governs these but you. They are your secrets with yourself, your own private counsel, personal protocols. And while nobody throws you a party when you abide by them, no one's going to arrest you when you break them either, except yourself. Or some cops who got a disturbing the peace call at 2:30 in the morning because you were playing bongos in your birthday suit. That was me. An honest man's pillow is his peace of mind. And when you lay down on that pillow at night, no matter who's in your bed, we all sleep alone. These are your personal Jiminy Crickets. And there are not enough cops in the entire world to police them. It's on you. It's on you. Number 9, from can to want. All right, check this out. In 1995, I got my first big paycheck as an actor. I think it was 150 grand. The film I was on was Boys on the Side, and we were shooting in Tucson, Arizona. And I had this sweet little Adobe guest house on the edge of the Saguaro National Park. The house came with a maid, my first maid. It was awesome. So I got a friend over one Friday night, and we're having a good time, and I'm telling her about how happy I am with my setup. The house, the maid, especially the maid. And I'm telling her, look, this lady, she cleans the place up after I go to work. She washes my clothes, the dishes, puts fresh water by my bed, leaves me cooked meals sometimes. Look, she even presses my jeans. And my friend, she smiles at me, happy that I'm excited over this. And she says, well, that's great, Matthew, if you like your jeans pressed. And I kind of looked up at her, my jaw caught hanging open. I stuttered a moment, had that dumbass look that you get when you just been told the truth and you didn't think about it, and it hit me. I hate that line going down the front of my jeans. I hate that line. And it was then, for the first time, that I noticed it. I'd never thought about not liking that starch line down the front of my jeans because I'd never had a maid to iron my jeans before. And since she did, now for the first time in my life, I just liked it because I could get it. I never thought about if I really wanted it. Well, I didn't want it there, that line. And that night I learned something. Look, just because you can, nah, come on. It's not a good enough reason to do something. Even when it means having more. Right? Be discerning. Choose it because you want it. Do it because you want to. Never had my jeans pressed again. I hate that line. Number 10, a roof is a man-made thing. This may cut a little close to the bone since the geography, but I think we all were there and we'll all remember where we were. But in January the 3rd, 1993, it was the NFL playoffs, and your Houston Oilers were playing the Buffalo Bills. The Oilers were up 28-3 at halftime, 35-3 early in the third. Frank Reich and the Bills come back to win 41-38 in overtime for one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history. Yeah, the Bills won, but they didn't really beat the Oilers. The Oilers lost that game. They beat themselves. Y'all remember that? Why? Why'd they beat themselves? Or how? Was it because at halftime they put a ceiling, a roof, a limit on their belief in themselves, aka the prevent defense? Or maybe they started thinking about the next opponent in the playoffs at halftime. I mean, they were up. Then they came out and played on their heels, lost the mental edge the entire second half, and voila, they lost. In a mere 2 quarters, defensive coordinator Jim Eddy went from being called the defensive coordinator of the year and the man first in line to be a head coach next year to a man without a job in the NFL. You ever choked? Nobody has ever choked? I have. You know what I'm talking about, fumbling at the goal line, stuck your foot in your mouth once you got to the microphone, had a brain freeze on the exam that you were totally prepared for, forgot the punchline to a joke in front of 4,000 graduating students at the University of Houston commencement. Or maybe you've had that feeling of, oh my God, life just cannot get any better than this moment. And ask yourself, do I deserve this? Now what happens when we get that feeling? We tense up. We have this sort of outer body experience where we are literally seeing ourselves in the third person. And we realize that the moment just got bigger than us. You ever felt that way? I have. And it's because we have created a fictitious ceiling, a roof, to our expectations of ourselves. A limit where we think it's all too good to be true. But it's not. And it's not our right to say or believe it is. We shouldn't create these restrictions on ourselves. A blue ribbon, a statue, a score, a great idea, the love of our life, a euphoric bliss. Who are we to think that we don't deserve or haven't earned these gifts when we get them? It's not our right. But if we stay in process, all right, within ourselves, in the joy of the doing, we will never choke at the finish line. Why? Because we aren't thinking of the finish line. Because we're not looking at the clock. We're not watching ourselves on the Jumbotron performing the very act that we're in the middle of. No, we're in process. The approach is the destination, and we are never finished. Bo Jackson, what did he do? He used to run over the goal line, through the end zone, and up the tunnel. The greatest snipers and marksmen in the world, they don't aim at the target. They aim on the other side of the target. We do our best when our destinations are beyond the measurement, when our reach continually exceeds our grasp, and when we have immortal finish lines. And when we do this, the race is never over. The journey has no port. The adventure never ends because we are always on the way. So do this, and let somebody else come up and tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you scored. Let them run up and tap you on the shoulder and say, man, you won. Let them come tell you, you can go home now. Let them say, I love you too. Let them say, thank you. Take the lid off the man-made roofs that we put above ourselves and always play like an underdog. Here we go. Number 11, turn the page. The late and great University of Texas football coach Darrell Royal. I don't know if y'all remember him. He won a national championship in '69. He won a couple of national championships. You know Darrell Royal? He was a friend of mine and a good friend to many people. Now, a lot of people looked up to this man. One of the people who looked up to him was a musician named Larry. Now, at this time in his life, Larry was in the prime of his country music career. He had #1 hits, and his life was rolling. Right? He had picked up a bad habit of snorting the white stuff somewhere along the line, and at one particular party, after a bathroom break, Larry went confidently up to his mentor, Darrell, and he started telling him a story. Coach Royal listened, as he always had, and when Larry finished his story and was about to walk away, Coach Royal put a gentle hand on his shoulder, and he very discreetly said, hey, Larry, you got something on your nose there, bud. Larry immediately hurried to the bathroom mirror where he saw some of the white powder that he hadn't cleaned off his nose. He was ashamed. He was embarrassed. As much because he felt so disrespectful to Coach Royal, and as much because he'd obviously gotten too comfortable with the drug to even hide it as well as he should. Well, the next day, Larry went to Coach's house. He rang the doorbell. Coach answered, and he said, Coach, I need to talk to you. Darrell said, sure, come on in. Larry confessed. He purged his sins to Coach. He told him how embarrassed he was and how he had lost his way in the midst of all this fame and fortune. And towards the end of an hour, Larry, who was in tears, he asked Coach, he said, Coach, what do you think I should do? And Coach, being a man of few words, just looked at him and calmly said, Larry, I have never had any trouble turning the page in the book of my life. Larry got sober that day, and he's been sober for the last 40 years. You ever get in a rut? You know what I'm talking about? You get in a funk? You get stuck on the merry-go-round of a bad habit? I have. Look, we're gonna make mistakes. You gotta own them. Then you gotta make amends. And then you gotta move on. Guilt and regret kills many a man before their time. So turn the page, get off the ride. You are the author of the book of your life. Turn that page. Number 12, give your obstacles credit. You know those no fear t-shirts that were out? I don't know. People used to wear them 10 years ago. No fear. Anybody remember those, or is it just me? I saw them everywhere. All right. I don't get them, and I never did. I mean, hell, I try to scare myself at least once a day. I mean, I get butterflies every morning before I go to work. I was nervous before I got here to speak tonight. I think fear is a good thing. Now, why? Because it increases our need to overcome that fear. All right, so say your obstacle is fear of rejection. All right, you want to ask her out, or you want to ask him out, but you fear that he or she may say no. All right, you want to ask your boss for that promotion, but you're scared he's going to think you're overstepping your bounds. Well, instead of denying those fears, declare them. Say the fear out loud. Admit it. Give them the credit they deserve. Don't get all macho and act like they're no big deal. And don't get paralyzed by denying that they exist and therefore abandoning your need to overcome them. I mean, I'd even subscribe to the belief that we're all destined to have to do the thing that we fear the most anyway, at some point. So give your obstacles credit, and you will, 1, find the courage to overcome them, or you will, 2, see more clearly that they're not really worth prevailing over. So be brave, have courage, and when you do, you get stronger, you get more aware, you get more respectful of yourself and that which you fear. Number 13. So how do we know when we cross the truth? 13. Someone was asking, why did I pick 13? That's an unlucky number. Well, I don't know when 13 got the bad rap and became the mongrel of numerology. It's never done me wrong, 13. In fact, 13 has been a pretty lucky number for me, and I want to tell you how. I've always taken these 21-day trips by myself to far-off places where I usually don't know the language and nobody knows my name. They're adventures, one, but they're also a purge. All right, they're a cleanse for me. They're like a 21-day fast from attention, from all the things I have in my well-appointed life. They're a check out so I can check in with me, see how I'm doing, be forced to be my own and my only company, to have a look in my mirror. And we all know what can happen when we do that. Sometimes we do not like what we see. Well, in 1996, right after I got famous from a film I did called A Time to Kill, I headed out on one of these 21-day walkabouts, and this time to the jungles and the mountains of Peru. The sudden fame that I just gotten was somewhat unbalancing. My face was everywhere. Everyone wanted a piece of me. People I'd never met were swearing that they loved me. Everywhere I went, there I was on a billboard, a magazine cover. It was just weird overall. You know, I was asking myself, what's the reality in this and what's the bullshit? Did I deserve all this? These were all questions I was asking myself. Well, who was I was another. Now, there's always an initiation period with these trips. An amount of time that it takes for the place to initiate the traveler. The time it takes to disconnect from the world that we just left and become completely present in the one we are traveling in. Now for me, that initiation period usually lasts about 13 days. 13 hellish days until I'm out of my own way. And after that, the whole trip is really fun and smooth sailing. Well, it was the night of the 12th day of my 21-day trip. I'm settling into camp. I'd already hiked 80 miles to this point, and I had a 3-day trek ahead of me to Machu Picchu. And I was full on sick of myself. Wrestling with the loss of my anonymity. I was guilt-ridden for sins of my past. I had a lot of regret. I was lonely, disgusted with my company, mine. And I was doing a pretty good job of mentally beating the shit out of myself. Anyway, grappling with these demons on this night, I couldn't sleep. All of these badges and banners and expectations and anxieties that I was carrying with me, I needed to free myself from them. Who was I asked myself? I mean, not only on this trip, but in this life. So I stripped down to nothing. I took every moniker that gave me pride and confidence, all the window dressings, the packaging around the product. I discarded them all. I got rid of my lucky and faithful American cap. I stripped off all my talismans from adventures past. I even discarded my late father's gold ring with an M on it that he gave to me. And it was a meltdown of he and my mom's class rings and gold from my mom's teeth. I even got rid of that. I was naked, literally and figuratively. And I got sick. Soaked in sweat, I flew up and a mile left in my belly. And I found out my body. Now, a few hours later, I awoke on this 13th morning to a rising sun, surprisingly fresh and energized. I dressed, made some tea, and I went for a morning walk. Not towards my destination, Machu Picchu, but rather to nowhere in particular. My gut was still a bit peaked from last night's purge, but I curiously felt pretty good. I felt alive, I felt clean, I felt free and light. Along a muddy path on this walk, I turned a corner. And there in the middle of the road was this mirage of the most magnificent pinks and blues and red colors that I'd ever seen. It was electric, glowing and vibrant, just hovering just off the surface of the jungle floor as if it was plugged into some neon power plant. I stopped, I stared, there was no way around it. The jungle floor in front of me was actually thousands of butterflies there in my path. It was spectacular. So I stayed a while. And somewhere in my captivation, I heard this little voice inside my head say these words. All I want is what I can see. And all I can see is what's in front of me. Now at that moment, for the first time on this trip, I had stopped anticipating what was around the corner. For the first time, I stopped thinking about what was coming up next, what was up ahead. Time slowed down. I was no longer in a rush to get anywhere, and my anxieties were greatly eased. A few hours later, I returned to camp, packing for my continuing journey. Had a bang in my step. Even the local Sherpas I was traveling with, they noticed calling out to me, "Sois luz, Mateo, sois luz," which means you are light in Spanish. See, I forgave myself that morning. I let go of the guilt. The weight that was on my shoulders was lifted. My penance was paid, and I got back in good graces with my God, and I shook hands with myself, my best friend, the one that we're all stuck with anyway, ourselves. And from that morning on, the adventure was awesome. I was present. I was out of my own way. I was not anticipating next. I was embracing only what was in front of my eyes and giving everything the justice that it deserved. You see, I crossed the truth that morning. Now, did I find it? I don't know. I think it found me. Why? Because I put myself in a place to be found. I put myself in a place to receive the truth. So how do we know when we cross the truth? Well, I think the truth's all around us all the time. I mean, I think the answer, is always right there or right there. I think it's all around us. We just don't always see it. We don't always grasp it, hear it, access it. Usually because we're not in the right place to do so. So what do we do? First, I believe we've got to put ourselves in the place to receive the truth. Let's admit it. We live in an extremely noisy world with all kinds of frequencies coming at us. We got commitments, we got deadlines, fix this, do that, plans, expectations, and they all make it hard to get clarity and peace of mind. So we have to consciously put ourselves in places to receive that clarity. Now that may be prayer, that may be meditation, that may be a walkabout, that may be being in the right company, a road trip, whatever it is for you, schedule that time. Schedule it. So, if we do that, if we hear it, if we put ourselves in a place to hear it, and we do, and it's become clear, a truth, natural and infinite, then the second part comes, which is to personalize it. Ask yourself how it works for you, how it applies to you personally, why you need it in your life specifically. And if you do that, then comes the third part. Have the patience to internalize it and get it from our intellectual head, thinking about it, and into our bones and our soul and our instinct. Now, we cannot rush this part. It does take time. So if we get that far, we've received it, we personalized it, and we've internalized it. If we make it that far, then comes the biggie, man. This comes the fun one. Got to have the courage to act on it, to actually take it into our daily lives and practice it. to make it an active part of who we are and live it. If we can do that, all right, if we can do that, then we have what I believe is heaven right here on earth. And that's the place where what we want is also just what we need. I mean, that's the ticket, isn't it? Think about it. I know that's where I want to live. So while we're here, and they're going to run across the Jumbotron, let's make it a place where we break a sweat, where we believe, where we enjoy the process of succeeding in the places and ways that we are fashioned to, where we don't have to look over our shoulder because we're too busy doing what we're good at, voluntarily keeping our own counsel because we want to, traveling towards immortal finish lines. We write our own book, overcoming our fears. We make friends with ourselves. And that is the place that I'm talking about. Thank you. Good luck. You just keep living.